Welcome back to Faith Unapologetic. This is War is Upon Us, Part 3. Make sure you first watch Parts 1 and 2, otherwise you will be confused when viewing this video. Without delay, let's dive right in. As I previously stated, the Adversary has ramped up the utilization of Yah's refinement process to break as many of the spirits, the Ruach, and minds, the lave of mankind down as he can into the dust. He is setting into motion mass unemployment due to AI and other purposeful agendas, civil discord within nations, horrific wars, purposeful food scarcity, pandemic, brainwave manipulation, and if needed, he will even invoke a worldwide Project Blue Beam alien invasion and or a fake rapture, so people believe they have been forgotten by the Creator. Void of faith, most people will believe all is lost. There is no hope. The Adversary, through his puppet children, will break mankind down to the brink of physical and spiritual exhaustion, in need and want of all things. When all this constant turmoil breaks down the psyche of mankind via the chaos, loss of life, and hunger, the majority of mankind will not stay the course, lean on, and cry out to the Most High for redemption. They will instead curse him and turn to Satan, not knowing it is Satan, who will offer immediate gifts and pleasures of this world to them. Or they will dissociate, stop believing due to affliction, and turn to survival mode, doing anything they can to save oneself or loved ones. A few, in their scholarly arrogance, will actually turn to the universe or science for answers and guidance. In the end, all whom are not connected to the Creator will accept the false light that will arise and worship the created, Satan himself, if only to receive a piece of bread and a sip of clean water. Not being rooted in Father's truth via mind and spirit manipulation, the Adversary replaces all the fruit of Father's spirit one should have with hatred, envy, sadness, anxiety, greed, lust and pride, arrogance, idolatry, self-righteousness, anger, and alternate truth. All of these which lead to one's dysfunction, destruction, and eternal damnation. These characteristics are the total opposite of what Father seeks for his creation. Remember, this all happens because most people refuse Father's transformation process, a process he uses to circumcise the minds of people and to give the gift of his Ruach HaKodesh, his set-apart spirit. So in turn, they're free game for the Adversary. Romans 1 verses 28 through 32. And even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of Elohim, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of Elohim, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Satan utilizes all kinds of tools at his disposal to accomplish the reaping of one's mind, body, and spirit, to include word witchcraft, in which those in power speak over people, telling them repeatedly that something they call artificial intelligence can assist them in mental and physical health, war at home, at work, at school, and even assume responsibility for the Creator's word. When it comes to this mess, only fools rush in. Guard your mind, your lave, and your Ruach, your spirit, because the Creator will not be mocked. We are clearly told, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. He was in the beginning with Elohim. And that's the book of John, chapter 1, verses 1 through 2. AI cannot assume responsibility for a word which it is not and cannot be, because it is the Creator's word. The Creator is his word. He sent forth his word to redeem those that are his back unto himself. All of mankind is being herded and their minds changed. One is either being transformed to the Most High via the Good Shepherd or transcended to Satan. If one chooses neither the Most High nor Satan, by default, being void of Father's living word and his Ruach HaKodesh, one has chosen to transcend to Satan. It is time for all to make a choice. True light or false light, the Creator or the created. In the words of Apostle Kepha, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. Like Apostle Kepha so eloquently stated, Choose wisely and make your election sure. If one elects the Most High and walks accordingly, one will not stumble, sin, and fail. I will leave you with one final token of wisdom, and it's a gem far above rubies. So please focus intently. As the process begins in one's mind, those who fear and reverence the Most High with sincere faith, love, and humility will obtain Father's wisdom. It is only the wise, those called and chosen, who make it into the secret place or the hidden place. Father's secret place is where one is sheltered from the darkness and temptations coming upon those of this world. That secret place is the new and living way within, not without the veil. Here is wisdom, and the adversary knows this right well, which is why he so cunningly hunts and corrupts one's mind. One enters within the veil spiritually via one's mind. The book of Hebrews chapter 6 verses 16 through 20. For men verily swear by the greater, and an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife, wherein Elohim, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath, that by two immutable things, in which it was impossible for Elohim to lie, we might have a strong consultation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which enters into that within the veil, whither the forerunner is for us entered, Yeshua, made an high priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. In verse 19, the word sokai in Greek, pronounced in English psyche, means life, soul, heart, or the mind. For those called and chosen, Father has given us an anchor for our mind, our life, which is obtained by following Yeshua Messiah, not without, but within the veil. On the flip side of things, the adversary has his own plans for those not marked for the Father. Satan is taking cheap shots because he is an imposter and a loser. He knows he can't win souls head to head on a level playing field with the Most High. So he also comes at one via defiled food, water, air, jabs, medicine, cosmetics, etc. Things to which one has never given consent to be exposed. He has taken cheap shots to cunningly manipulate one's genetics and defile one before the Creator. Yet those of us who know that we are not validated by the old covenant, but by the new covenant, by which we are covered via King Yeshua Messiah's righteousness and purity, we can breathe in shalom, as we are safe from the slippery tricks of Hasatan. That's the Father's checkmate for all believers and doers of his word. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that one needs to dump the old covenant Torah. Yah forbid. What I'm saying is via Yah's living word, one is not validated by the old covenant Torah. If one places him or herself under the old covenant Torah for validation before the Father, that person will never make it into his kingdom. Why? The Father does not communicate with nor touch that which is constantly unclean and defiled by every stumbling block Satan has thrown and continues to throw out before mankind. With all the filth in and on everything, how can one say one is validated before the Creator? No matter what one does, he or she will find oneself defiled and highly unworthy. I don't care how kosher or how halal you think your food is, it's defiled. You growing your own crops, the air that falls on your land and the water you are using is defiled. You take an Uber, a taxi, a bus, a plane, etc. If a woman in her flowers has sat there, you are defiled. Lean against your house or apartment, pig glycerin lace paint, you're defiled. Got some unknown glycerin in your cosmetics? More than likely it's swine, defiled. Eating clean, not unclean meats? Well, more than likely it's been subjected to hormones, synthetic antibiotics, and even if it hasn't, it more than likely was not handled and slaughtered properly. Thus, it is defiled. One is not keeping the Torah of the Old Covenant. So if one places oneself under the Old Covenant Torah for validation, one is not covered by the refuge we have in Yeshua Messiah. There is no Father knows my heart and he knows that I'm keeping the Old Covenant Torah to the best of my ability. Really? Show me in his word where it is written that one can perform the Torah of the Old Covenant to the best of one's ability and that it is acceptable to the Father. You can't, because his word is finite. Father knows that he has given you the new covenant and his living word with his Ruach HaKadosh to defeat the adversary. If you refuse all those critical elements, you have no one to blame but yourself. Yet one cannot get where one needs to be if one cuts off one's roots. Those roots are the Old Covenant and its Torah. The reason most people cannot live out the new covenant is because they do not understand it. They've skipped elementary and middle school within the Old Covenant. Now they sit day after day in New Covenant High School and they wonder why they keep failing all the tests. They've skipped the milk, so one must first start with the milk. 1 Peter 2, verse 1 through 2. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile, hypocrisies and envies, and all evil speakings, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. One cannot put away malice, guile, etc., until one is taught what malice, guile, and evil is. That is the role of the Old Covenant Torah. It is our roots, our foundation of learning. Completely tossing away the Old Covenant Torah learning is why most of the New Covenant only folk are living in sin, thinking they are covered by grace. Grace is not covering them. She is laughing at them. One must actually first drink the sincere milk of the Old Covenant Torah. Study it, learn from it, then rise above it to the perfection found in Father's Ruach, his New Covenant, and its Torah. I'm not stating to purposefully go out and eat or touch that which you know to be unclean. What I'm saying is that if your mind, your life has an anchor within the veil with Yeshua HaMashiach, you don't need to get upset and stop believing just because you are unable to control the air you breathe, the water you drink, the paint on your walls, etc. Via the New Covenant, those things do not validate you before the Creator. If you are predestined, marked for, and sealed by the Father, you're covered. Don't let Satan, the adversary of all adversaries, manipulate your mind into thinking that you have no hope or that you are so defiled you can't be delivered. That's the lie the adversary wants you to believe. Bring your broken ruach, your broken spirit, and your contrite mind before the Father and ask him to purify you, seal you with his set-apart spirit, and transform your mind via his living word. Anchor your soul in the Most High via his living word, his Son, Yeshua Messiah. You, with the help of our great Creator, must be committed to transforming your mind to that of Yeshua Messiah. It is your only hope in defeating the adversary that is coming for your mind, body, and spirit. Having said all of that, most will not heed the sound advice, and Satan will surely entrap within the internet the minds of those who have rejected and refused to obey Father's truth. Let me break this down to you. So we have the word internet, INTERNET, inter-net, also known as the World Wide Web. Notice that the creators of the internet wickedly use INTER and not ENTER. Why did they do this? Enter, ENTER, means to go in, arrive, insert, or submit. But enter, INTER, means to bury, entomb, lay to rest in the ground. So now you know what you're working with. You are fully aware that you indeed have to make a choice. Enter, ENTER, within the veil where there is an anchor for your mind, your very soul, or go into the enter, INTER net, where your mind will be entombed and marked for eternal damnation. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 9 through 12. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause Elohim shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned, who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So while there is still time, run to our beloved Creator and enter, ENTER, within the veil, wherein there is an anchor for your soul, that is your mind. Yet, just as the high priest of the Old Covenant could not go within the veil without being purified, via the New Covenant, one cannot go within the veil without first being purified and escorted by the high priest above all priests. Our spiritual ark, our hidden place, the secret place, is within the veil with our King. So welcome Father's refinement process. Then maintain faith and hang on to him for dear life, because the adversary is seeking and claiming souls by any means necessary. Don't let one of those souls be yours. Remember, mankind was created in Father's image. This includes his neshama of Kai, the breath of life, and Ruach, the spirit. Robots fitted with AI do not have Father's neshama of Kai, the breath of life, in its nostrils, nor do they have Yah's Ruach within its body. To merge oneself with this imitation of life is an abomination that defiles the temple of Yah that mankind is to be. Take heed lest you fall. As the main physical and spiritual temple, Satan seeks to hijack, showing that he is the Most High, is you. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called Elohim or that is worshipped, so that he, as Elohim, sits in the temple of Elohim, showing himself that he is Elohim. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 3 through 4. Satan seeks to mimic the Creator by conquering your mind, spirit, and body, thereby sitting inside the temple of Elohim, whose temple you are. Resist him with all your Yah-given body, mind, spirit, and Yah-given power, and he will flee from you. In the words of King Yeshua Messiah in the book of Lucas chapter 10, verses 18 through 20, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice, because your names are written in heaven. If you are walking by faith in the Spirit of the Most High, you do not have some but all the power over the adversary. Use your Yah-given power to checkmate the adversary before he takes your mind, body, and spirit. Shalom.